Hello everyone, I'm Nini FC and this is Blue Lions TV, and today I'm bringing you guys another news daily video. And in this news daily video I'm going to be speaking to you about the Pochettino links, I'm going to be speaking to you about Antonio Conte, and I'm going to be speaking to you about the latest on Tuchel and what came out today. But you guys, a few quick reminders: hit that bell notification button if you haven't already to stay tuned to all things Blue Lions TV. I released a Tottenham preview, barely anyone's seen it because no one's been getting notifications to videos. So you guys, if you're hearing this, there's going to be a link on the top right corner. Press that to watch the match preview for the game against Spurs. And you guys hit that like button, help me get more than 500 likes for this video. But getting straight into the first story of today, and that's in regards to Pochettino. Now, I'm not going to be speaking about this very much. Basically, Matt Law's come out today. Obviously, he wrote an article on the Telegraph really talking about what missing out on the top four means for Chelsea and for Tottenham. If you read that article, Tottenham's future looks much worse compared to ours because guys like Alderweireld and Rose do want to leave and they haven't signed any contract extensions. And there's a possibility that Pochettino could be available on the market. Now, you guys, a lot of people that watch the live streams especially, you guys have already heard me speaking about Chelsea links with Pochettino. I've already told you guys before and that Roman is a big admirer and he really likes him. And ideally, if he was available on the market, he would be the guy that Chelsea would target. But you guys, the realities of actually bringing Pochettino to the club are very, very remote because one, obviously he's from Spurs, the amount of money it would cost as well as the competition from other clubs like Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. Now, you guys watching my latest videos, you would have heard me bring up this point quite a lot about how a lot of teams are hoping to see if Pochettino is going to be available in the summer, because if he is, expects a lot of teams to be going in for him. Ideally, as I just told you now, Roman loves Pochettino. He would be the first choice target if he was available, but the actual realities and practicalities of that actually happening are very, very remote. But it is quite interesting to think about Pochettino, what he could bring. You guys know my opinions. He is my dream manager if it ever happened. But again, you guys, it's really not much of a story. I know a lot of people are getting excited on Twitter and stuff like that, but you guys, again, it is old news. And you know, obviously with news, a lot of times, especially with journalists, they hear this stuff from ages ago, and I think it's like a tactical, not ploy, but you know, there's definitely brains behind when he released certain information. And to be honest, it wasn't as if Matt Law led with that headline. It's just some piece of information that he's heard, and I'm thinking, well, if I've been told this from two different people and you're hearing it from Matt Law, then of course there was truth to Chelsea's interest in Pochettino and Roman's interest in Pochettino as well. Now, for the second part of this story, that's going to be in regards to Thomas Tuchel. Now, reports have come out from Le Parisien and RMC Sports stating that Tuchel will be joining Paris Saint-Germain, but again, you guys, this is another non-story, and I'm a bit surprised why so many people not fell for it, but why so many people were worried about this story, because, you know, if you guys actually read it, this was the same story that was released by Builds on Monday. There isn't any new information, there isn't any more context in the story as well. All they're saying is that Paris Saint-Germain, they do like Thomas Tuchel. We already know that. There's nothing new to those reports. And yeah, you guys, sometimes it's like, you know, when you read these stories, you should be able to make up the, you know, the context behind why they're released, and you should be able to realize whether it's a non-story or something to actually be excited about. And everything I know about Thomas Tuchel is still the same. Of course, with how news works in football, things change every single day. I'm not at that level yet where I can hear of daily changes. I'm hoping one day that I can get to a level where I can start hearing more nuances behind stories and what's really happening, you know, on the day. But again, that's going to take me a while to get to that level, and I'm hoping that to reach that one day. But in regards to Tuchel, everything I've told you guys is everything I've been told currently. In my opinion, again, I can only give my personal opinion, I do feel that we do have a chance of bringing in Tuchel, especially because, again, it's documented, everyone knows now, it's official. He's had how many talks with the club already, and things are looking very positive. And you guys, this is actually links in very nicely with the final part of this video, and that's in regards to Antonio Conte. And really, when you guys hear what I'm about to say, I think it really gives even further credence to obviously Tuchel becoming the next manager for next season. And for the final part of this news daily video, it's going to be about Antonio Conte, and I'm going to be speaking about what's going to happen to Conte for next season. Now in this video, I don't know what club he's going to join. It's not about that, but I'm going to be speaking to you guys about the realities of what we're probably going to expect to happen when he does leave the club. And what I mean is he going to be sacked? Is he going to leave on his own terms? And what it means for the club's finances if they were to sack him or not. But getting straight into things, if we were to sack Conte, he would be eligible for his bonuses. And the simple reality is, if he was sacked, obviously it's going to cost a lot of money. I'm going to get into detail later on in this video. And if it is going to cost a lot of money to pay Conte off, that's going to rule us out for bringing in a manager like Luis Enrique, because Luis Enrique wants between 15, I think he wants actually 17 million euros a season, which is a crazy amount of money. And, you know, Chelsea wouldn't be able to afford to obviously sack Conte and then sign Luis Enrique. So, you guys, this is what I mean. Thomas Tuchel has become the forefront signing that the club want. It makes a lot of sense because this guy is available on a free. His wage demands aren't anywhere near as much as other managers as well. He's a cheaper alternative, and honestly it makes a lot more sense now because Antonio Conte will definitely be leaving, and there's a reality that he could be getting sacked, and if he is sacked it's going to cost a lot of money. Now here's where some issues come into place. Now if we did sack Conte before the end of the season, it's going to cost even more because you have to pay him 1 year of his wages plus compensation, and that could potentially become £20 million. And with how the club recently, you know, they're very financially aware, they don't want to overspend too much, then it really lets you know that Chelsea really are all about not wasting any money if we don't have to. Now there is a second option, and that's to sack him in the summer. And that's because his compensation wouldn't cost as much in the summer. So that will end up being obviously paying him his year wages, which is probably be 9 million plus an extra 2-3 million on top in compensation. So again, you guys, you're saving potentially 8 million by picking option number 2. Now for Conte, those two options work towards his favour. But for the club, it still is quite a lot of money. And there is actually a third option, but it's not in Conte's favour. And the third option is for Conte to leave on his own will. If he was to do that, he wouldn't get anything, he wouldn't get any compensation because there's a clause in his contract stating that if he does leave, he's not entitled to anything. Now it's very unlikely that Conte would choose that option, but there could potentially be a reason as to why he could ever do that. And that would be down to if he had an amazing job opportunity available for him. Meaning that if he wasn't to start his new term at a new club immediately, he could possibly lose his chance to other managerial targets. Now, they're the 3 options I've given you guys. There's a reality to this right now. And that reality is the fact that it looks like Conte will be getting a compensation. And for me, it seems like option 2 will be that scenario where he will get paid off for his last year of his contract, as well as a small compensation, but by sacking him in the summer, the club could be saving an extra 7 to 8 million. And for me, this is why it makes sense that we're targeting Tuchel, because as I said earlier, he's available on a free. It looks like we'll be paying Conte at least 12 million to get rid of him, which is a lot of money. But if you can bring in a top class manager that costs you nothing, then overall, the business side of things makes a lot of sense. Now, I am hearing some things that if we weren't able to get Champions League football for next year, I'm hearing that it might not necessarily affect Tuchel, for example, joining the club. A lot of you guys have been watching my streams and watching my videos. You know the confidence I'm feeling with things. Of course, Chelsea have done their part with Tuchel. They have had a lot of negotiations. They like his vision. Obviously, Tuchel likes what Chelsea are offering him as well. But it's going to come down to other propositions that he hears, because he's not going to obviously put all his eggs in one basket just yet. But yeah, you guys, I've basically broken down the scenario with Antonio Conte and what's realistically going to happen during the summer. But anyway, you guys, thank you for watching today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're a new subscriber, make sure you press the bell notification button at the same time, because otherwise you won't get any notifications to new videos. Remember to smash that like button and help me get more than 500 likes for this video. I'm NiniFC, this is Bluelines TV, signing out.